Oh, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Today, I'm going to try something a little bit different. This should be a kind of standalone stream, and I would like to finish from scratch a little game. The game that I chose is a tabletop dice game called Zombie Dice. It's really simple. The complexity level is like 1 out of 5. That's the easiest as it gets. And it includes just a 13 dice, which the player rolls and is trying to accumulate as much brain icons as he can. It's a really simple game. I don't think it's gonna be much fun in a digital form because the majority of the gameplay is holding the dice, rolling them, which you can't do in digital. But this is just gonna be an exercise, trying to do whole project in one go from scratch. So here we go. Okay, maybe first let me explain the rules once again in its completion. So there are 13 guys, and they are in 3 like categories. There's a green die, a yellow die, a red die. The only difference is green die has the most brain icons on it, and the red has just one, so it's more difficult to roll correct or roll well or be lucky enough. This is essentially a push your luck game where you decide if you want to keep rolling, because the other icon that you can get is a shotgun blast, and it means you are basically being hit. And if you roll 3 of those, your turn is over and you score no points. So there's like 3 kinds of icons. Let's shorten it to 3 icons. There's the brain, that's like 1 point. There's the shotgun blast, and if you roll 3, your turn is over and you score 0 points for that turn. So it's a race between the players to get 13 points in total. And the third special icon is like those little feet, meaning your target is running away. So something like you must re-roll this die. And there's a back. Okay, let's call it a back of 13 dice. And for each turn, you randomly grab from the back 3 dice. So the green die, there's 6 of them. There's 4 yellow and 3 reds. And the sides are something like brain, 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 feet, feet, and a shotgun blast for the green die. And then it just, let me put the blast there instead. And on the more difficult dice, there's just more blasts instead of the brain icon. So something like this. It's really a simple game. Okay, so we are definitely gonna need a class for the die. What I've got as this blank, quote unquote blank project is just a simple sprite class and the usual game manager that just handles the update and draws. And I've prepared those three icons. There's the blast, the brain, and a feet. Okay. Just for my to be certain that you can hear me and see me well, just feel free to say hello, that I know that everything's working. Because it already happened to me that I forgot to like press the button to start streaming, so I spent like an hour talking to myself, which was fun. I've got the stuff done, but no one saw that. Okay, so let's create the guy class. So the die will not need the texture, I guess. Because it's always gonna be those three icons, and we can make those static, I guess. Yeah, but we need like one of those. Okay. I think I'm gonna bail on the sprite class and do it all in the die anyway. Oh, let's try this. So I'm gonna need a color to color the die. There's red, yellow, and green. So do it like this. Use the color. Let's put some default values there. Stream is fine. Good sound. Thank you. Thank you, Thai, for confirmation. Appreciate it. Okay, so this will be the color. Gonna need some enumeration for the icons. I don't know. Let's call it icons. Public enum icons. Why not? So we've got like brain, feet, blast. We need the namespace. That's the icons. We can do like a array with 6 values representing the sides of a die. Something like this, maybe. So it's a standard 6-sided die. Okay, then we need to load the icons. So I think I'm gonna do just a static dictionary with the textures. I'm gonna make it static so that all the dice can share the textures. I don't have to load it multiple times. But when are we going to load the textures? And I also need something like a pointer to the currently active texture that's going to represent the rolled side. Well, let's call it, I don't know, active texture. Okay. I think I'm gonna put all of these into the die itself just to keep it simple. Gonna get rid of this. Gonna get rid of the class. We need the position. Okay. I'm just gonna make everything public for now. Position. Do I need... I'm not gonna bother with these. So there's the texture we already got. Position, we need the color. Need this, and we need the draw. I'm just gonna do a method to load the textures into the dictionary. Inspiration for different dice in my game and animation suggestions. Yeah, we'll see how this whole project goes. If it's gonna be a smooth ride, it won't take too much time. We can start polishing, adding some animations. We'll see. So textures, add icons, brains, and now we need do this. Okay, it should load the textures. I'm just gonna call the load before I forget, somewhere in the game manager constructor. Okay, then we're gonna draw the active texture at the position with the color. Okay, it's gonna be enough for now. But okay, let's make the constructor just to set the size, because the size is gonna be different for each color, and also maybe to set the color and the position. Okay. I'm gonna set the active texture just in case. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be needed, but in case we are gonna be needing to draw the die before it does anything. Okay, so let's. Am I gonna need like the array? Okay, let's do it like this. It's gonna be the simplest. And the color. And maybe the position. Okay, so this should be the properties of the die that we need. Now we need just a method to roll the die. And maybe we need something like an, yeah, instead of the active texture, I'm gonna make it like the active site. That's the one that's gonna be rolled. And here we're gonna make just read the texture. Okay. So for rolling the die, just gonna need random number generator. I'm just gonna make one static just so that we don't need to like instantiate one for each of the die every time we need to roll. Can be private. Okay. So here the values should be like 0, 1, 2, but that's not what I think. Here we've got icons 0 to 5. So let's just roll a random number. And this is inclusive flower bound, so that's gonna be 0. So something like 0 to 6 should be exclusive upper bound, right? So that's just 0 to 5 values, which is correct. And then we just set the active site, right? Okay. I don't have any input manager. So that's what we're gonna need. But is this all? It's just a simple die, shouldn't be that hard, right? Okay. Let's try just creating a few. So what we need, the position. Hello, Ricardo. I'm afraid not. Especially in this project, I don't want to use any third parties. Oh, besides, how is this done? Oh, it's called icons, right? Not sites. So now I'm thinking the icons are set by the color. So I might make it easier just not to set those manually each time I create a die. I think I'm gonna do it in a constructor based on a color. Something like sides. And here comes some kind of magic switch. What I can't ever remember the correct syntax. So color, let's say green. Okay, so brain. Last feed. But this is not correct. Not sure why. Constant value. Is this not a constant? Type color cannot be declared constant. Okay. That's a problem, but we're just gonna make it into a standard switch, I guess, then. Will this work? Nope. Okay, so we cannot switch on the colors. Never mind. Hi. Let's make our own enumeration for that. Color is gonna be set, and instead of creating with a color, let's do it like this, and like so. For the color, I'm gonna make something similar. Okay. And we just need to make the die harder. Can I do something like this? No. I mean, they need some kind of fallback default. Well, okay. Oh, Grant. It's a really simple dice game based on the tabletop dice game Zombie Dice. That's just 13 dice that you roll on, trying to roll as much brains as you can. Okay, so this will set and create the die. Okay. Okay. It's a dice game. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we got the die, and now we just need the color. Okay, green. Okay, here we've set the die color just for the drawing purposes. It should shade the icons correctly, I hope. We'll see. So now we've got one of the dice. Let's just draw it. This is picking the texture based on the side rolled. Now we should have just one die. That hasn't been rolled, so okay. And it's green. That's great. Let's try the other ones. X. I think the icons are 128. So that's like 200, 350. Let's make a yellow one. That one. Two and three. 2 and 3. Let's try rolling. Okay, and we are lucky enough to get all the different icons. So you want to roll as much brain icons as you can. If you roll 3 with these shotgun blasts, you lose the turn, and you have to re-roll those feed die. Okay, so far so good. The other thing you need is the back that's gonna hold all of the dice, and we are gonna randomly select 3 from that back. Am I gonna make a new class? I guess so. Why not? Let's call it, I don't know, ice bag. Let's just call it a bag. Check. Ano. Zdravím pana Romana. So the back is just gonna hold all the dice, and actually the back constructor can create all the dice. So let's start simply with a list. Let's just not overcomplicate. A list of the die, and it's gonna be dice. Then in the constructor, you can actually create the back. So instead of this, Okay, so and we actually we don't need the die, we just need the colors, right? That's all that's important. Okay, so I might have been too fast deleting all of this, but let's see. And instead of list, yeah, we need the list. Do we need a list? Super content. Okay, thank you. I hope it's mainly for me. Selfishness, just to practice, and it's also nice to have an audience. Okay, so do I want to have the bag just to simulate just the colors, or do I want to put the actual instances? Because then I don't need the positions right away. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the position out of the construction and just set it to 0 by default. And yeah, let's just generate the correct number of guys and put it in the list, and we'll see how we'll proceed. So the green guy that should be 6 of them. So let's say 6. Or let's do it more fancy. And let's say we are going to have a array of the colors. Okay. Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we need 4 yellows and 3 red dye. And now we're just gonna go through this. Like so. Okay. And this should generate all the dice, put it in the dice bag. Okay, now we need a method to randomly grab one of the When we die. So let's call it pick randomly. And let's say if the bag is empty, then we are just gonna do nothing. Okay. Oh, we needed a. Okay. And for the randomness, let's just create again a random thingy. And pick a random index. Yes. So that should be this dice count. Let's check. That's the upper bound. So that's 0 to, and it's exclusive to. Okay. When there is like 10 dice in a bag, it's 0 through 9, which sounds correct. And then we just need to return it and also remove it from the bag. Okay. So let's explore our options. I mean, returning the dice gonna be. Is there something like remove, right? Remove add. Removes the element and specify index. Yeah, that's what we need. It would be better if it would return the die as well. Yeah, exactly. But we can just return it or mark it. First, something like, will it work? I mean, yeah, it should. Let's try like this and this. And then just like so. We'll see. Might work, might not. So that's the random index. We kind of grab a hold of that die at this index and remove it. Should work. Let's see. Okay. So we've got our bag. So there. Let's create one. We don't need anything. It's just gonna fill in with the dice. Okay. And let's say we've got a list of dice. I'm gonna call it like a hand. representing what you're holding. Okay, and then let's add a new die from the back that we are gonna randomly pick. We're gonna do that like 3 times, so that's our random 3 dice, and we are going to draw them, or we could actually assign it positions first, right? Let's do a trick. Let's do a X. Let's go through all the dice in our hand and set the position. And it's gonna be X. Any Y's don't matter. Let's get the and increase the X for the next die. Okay, this should be enough. And then we can draw them. Okay. So there's no rolling. So let's add just for testing purposes again. We are gonna roll each of them. Okay. So we've drew like 2 green ones, 1 yellow. But that's all we can do for now. Just run it again to see if it's any different. Okay. So, red die, green, yellow. Okay. Cool. I'm thinking I might just show at the top how many dice are left in a bag. This will certainly be good information. So let's put it in a bag. Something like a draw method for the bag. And let's do it for, let's do a 4 cycle, okay. And this is gonna be count the dice in a bag, but we don't have any textures. It doesn't matter, we can load again the same one. I'm gonna call it, I don't know, texture, I know. And load. Nope, right, that's correct. Yes. Let's use the brain icon, just represent. And we are going to need the coordinates. And I think I'm gonna do it the other way, just vertically. Or not. I don't know. Doesn't matter that much. But I definitely want to scale them down. So first is the texture. It's called texture. Then we need the position. It's gonna be X. So the image is 128, and you can have 13 of them. That's way too much. So if we scale it down, I guess like 4 times, being down to 32, that's okay. Okay, so let's remember 4 times 32 and leave some spacing between them. So let's add 40. Okay, we'll see. So that's X and Y. Y's don't matter. Let's do it like this. The color is gonna be uncolored. I mean, yeah, we could show the colors that are left in a bag. That's something that the player can always count anyway. But it can be improvement for later. Let's leave it as white. But I need the scale, and that's somewhere there. Scale. Okay. So texture, position, source. Don't need. Color, rotation, origin. We also don't need. Come on. Sprite effect. There's the scale. So we were like a quarter, right? Sprite effects none. Layer depth. Let's say 1. Okay. Like this. And let's draw this there. We'll see. Okay, so there should be 10 of them. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, 10 dice left in a bag. So that would be like the first turn. We randomly get 3 dice from the bag, rolled them, and now it's the player's decision. We've got 1.1 damage. This needs to be re-rolled. So we either take the point, and then would the next player go. You can simulate it something like that you've got only like 3 rounds to complete the 13 points threshold. Or you just push your luck, keep the 1 damage, keep the 1 brain, randomly grab from the back so that you have like 3 dice again, but you have to keep the feed one, so you would get 2 new dice and reroll the feed. Okay. Let me quickly reply to a message. Okay. So now we need to get some player input, I guess. So there could be decisions to be made. Or we could start sorting the dice somehow. I'm not sure. Okay, let's start by, we are going to definitely need some input. Let's keep it simple and do just like a space bar. Space bar hits going to like proceed to the next roll. Mm. Okay, I'm gonna make it static, and the usual gonna be the update method. Okay, that should be inside. We're gonna have to remember the last keyboard state. Let's say we're just gonna ask if the spacebar was pressed. Okay, something like this for now. So first we read the current keyboard state, something like its state. Then spacebar pressed is gonna equal key B. Is key down? Space. Okay, let's call it space pressed. And last state, it was up. So it means at this frame, just pressed the space bar. And set the, remember the keyboard state for the next frame. Okay, this could be enough. So it's ID update. We are going to update the input manager. And yeah, we should also introduce some game states, right? So if we press the spacebar, we need to like evaluate the current dice stats and grab new dice, roll them, all that stuff. Okay. So let's make a simple method to evaluate the current dice in hand. And we'll see. We'll just roll with it. So let's introduce a few of the counters. Okay. It's interesting. Let's do a few counters. Yeah. Something like how many those blasts, shotgun blasts we've received. How many brains we've got. And also, I'm thinking how many new dice we need to take out of the bag. That makes sense. We'll see. I don't know. Not sure right now. Okay. So if die active site is a blast, let's have a little helper counter how many dice we need to grab from the back. So if it's blast, we're gonna increase the blast counter as well as new dice. I mean, this should really be a switch, right? Let's make it a switch. I'm just gonna stick with ifs for now. They are like easier to read for me. I don't know why. If it's a brain, gonna increase the brains counter. Also gonna need a new dice for that as a replacement. And the third option is defeat. We are not getting anything for the feed, okay. So I think we don't need to handle the feed. Okay, so the hand. Now we need to remove the used dice from the hand somehow. Let me add a simple flag on the die. I'm gonna call it used. And I'm gonna mark it this here. Because now I want to remove all the used dice from the hand. Everything that's used is going to be removed. And now for each in the new dice counter, we're gonna draw a new die from the back. And lastly, we're gonna re-roll all the dice in the hand. Okay. Like so. And when the spacebar is pressed, you're just gonna evaluate. And it's actually doing a whole new turn. It's re-rolling and stuff. Okay, so bam, bam, bam. Gonna increase the blast, increase the brains, and then remove all the used dice. That's all right. Gonna grab new ones. No, I think we are not setting the positions right. Because that's only happening here, and it's not correct. I'm gonna need a new class for the hand or the player, because this is a mess. I can just do this instead for now. It's like even bigger mess. I will clean up. We will clean up later. That's just to realign all the dice in the hand, just to set the positions and re-roll them. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, so we've got 3 greens. All should be accounted for, so we should pick 3 new ones. So let's press the spacebar. Okay, magic. Now we should just keep this feed, reroll them, and get those new ones. Perfect. Now just this one. Those 2 are getting rerolled. Yep. 2 new ones. 1. 1. And now I'm not sure what's going to happen because we are not handling those null checks. And we are out of dice, so it might just break down. Yep, exactly. But everything is working as intended so far. That's great. Let me add more UI so we can keep track of how many hits we've got and how many brains we've collected so far. This is important. I'm gonna fancily call it draw UI, but it's just gonna really be simple. I mean the same as we are showing the back draw counter. I'm gonna do something similar. Let's actually just copy this. Hello, Eric Cartman from South Park with your comedy comments. I'm sure that would be much more impressive. Much more boring for me. So yeah, I'm sticking to C# instead of assembler language or machine code. So we've got the blasts counter. We need the textures as well, right? I mean, I keep reloading the same textures. I could do this like just once and hand them around. That's not like a big issue. Okay. So that's this. And for the Y, I'm gonna do 100. And here for the positions, let's put them down there. Like 300. Okay. So that's drawing the blasts. Let's give them red color. Let's do the same for the brains. Let's reset this. Move them down. The color. Let's do green. And yeah. So space bar. So this is actually our third hit, and in that case the turn would be over, but we don't have that game logic yet. So we're going to collect like 3. Okay. That's again 1-1. That's all the dice. Okay. So this UI part is working. Let's add the game logic. So first of all, the score counting is not exactly as in the game, because once we end our turn, we collect all the brains. But if we get like 3 shots or 3 blasts, we lose all the points from the current round. Okay, so we need to have like two counters. One's gonna be the current turn, and one's the like the whole game. So I'm gonna put it there as well. And I'm gonna make those yellow just some like, temporary points. And only when we like end the turn, it's gonna be transferred to the total points. And reset, okay. Let's actually put those on top. Okay, so what next? When evaluating, we need to like know if we raise the blasts to number 3 and reset the turn. So let's make a method to, I don't know, turn fail. So we need to reset the back. This will do that, I guess. So reset, gonna just fill the guys, but we also need to clear it first. We're gonna clear the back and put the new batch of dice inside. Okay. We'll also reset the counters. So we've got brains 0, blast 0. That could be all. We also need to like empty our hand. Okay. Something like this, I guess. Fail. Then we would start over by grabbing new dice and rolling them, and that could be done immediately. So, grabbing 3 new dice, blah blah blah. Okay, let's say I'm gonna call it new turn. Or start new turn. So we need like this. Gonna get 3 dice, just space them out and roll them. Okay. The other important choice for the player is to just stop rolling. So that's gonna be done with like an enter key, let's say. So is that somewhere in the update? So if we press space, this means we want to keep going, pushing our luck. Let's say if instead of that we pressed enter, this is gonna end the current turn, which is pretty much similar to this. Instead that we are adding our brains to the total. I can just reuse this in some fancy manner. Okay, let's call it end turn and put the fail as the parameter. Back is gonna be reset anyway. Hand is gonna be reset anyway. Blasts are gonna be reset anyway. But if we let's say if not fail, we are gonna add the brains to the total. And we can set the brains to 0 anyway. What else is different at all? It's just that we are not losing the points. That's all. I think that's all we need. And then the new turn starts. Okay. And turn, and this is true, fail. Okay. So when pressing return, we are just ending the turn without the fail this time. Let me remove the default values so that we know what's going on. So we reset it back, clear hand, get the total, etc. Okay. I think it's time to test this. So we've got 2 brains, 1 shot. I'm sure we would like to continue at this point. That's the one shot, 2 potential points. There we've got another shot, so we are risking getting the 3rd one, ending our turn with no points. But we are going to risk it anyway. Okay, and that's a shame. We've got like the 3rd shot. That's the total of 3. So, okay, that's the problem in our logic, but whatever. This is called only when we choose to evaluate the dice, and not when ending the turn. So if I choose to evaluate, just to be correct, this should reset the game and start over. Okay. But that's not exactly what we need, because we need to check for the blasts. Even if we end the turn. Okay. How to do this in some elegant way. This is all okay. It's okay. Evaluate dice. I could really use some game states, but I'm trying to avoid that because that will add so much complexity. So let's just hack that somehow. Okay. So when we start a new turn, we roll the dice. Okay, I think I should just count up the shotgun blasts immediately after rolling and then just disable the return key so that you can just evaluate. That seems the easiest way. Okay. So let me see. Because we could also just show the numbers immediately to see how many we've got. This will just represent the last roll. Okay, let's do it like this. And let's call it something like count, resolve, roll. And we will need basically this, I guess. I don't want to remove them. I don't want this. So, okay. So something like that. Okay. So if it's a blast, we're going to increase blasts. And if it's brain, just going to increase the brains. And we need to resolve immediately after starting a new turn. And also, let's rename this to something like new roll, next roll. I don't know. Next roll. So resolve, put it there, but when calling the next roll, we've already got the blasts counted. And now we're just going to reset the game because we lost. Okay. Cool. already counted this. Okay, we removed the die. Pick new ones. Roll. Okay, so the only next change is here. And like the blasts are less than 3. Okay, this could do the trick. So we've got already counted 1 blast, 2 brains, potential points. So now pressing spacebar, it should get like 3 new dice. Okay, 2 brains, 1 feed, that needs to be rerolled. Continue. Now we've already got 2 blasts. So now I should be able to press return, get like 6 points, and start over. And yeah, that's the new roll with the new brain represented there. Okay, spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. And now, now we've suddenly lost in 1 roll. So pressing return should not work. It's not perfect, and pressing spacebar will reset this current turn, but I'm still gonna keep these 6 points. Yeah. Perfect. It's working. Okay, and the game goal is to get 13 points and to be like the first one to do that. But since we are just doing solo 1-player game, I think I'm gonna do something like you've got only like 3 turns to achieve this. We'll see. Okay, so the next thing we need is the turn counter. Let's say we've got 3. And let's represent those with nice little feet texture, since that's all we've got. Let's put it in the UI. With the color white. And I want to put those at the top. Let's say 50. Let's quickly check. Okay, there's the back. Okay, forgot. So let's move everything a bit down. So 250, 150, 200, and the back with 100, or yeah, I don't know. Okay. And the dice are 300. Let's move them a bit too. Yeah, I should really make some new classes for the hand management, the player and stuff. Too lazy now. Sorry. Okay, so this should be good now. Okay, that's our turn counter, oddly. That's how many dice are left in the back. And that's the current turn counter. Okay, we're super dead now. Okay. So let's start counting turns. So when ending the turn, for whatever reason, we are gonna reduce the turns. It's simple. And we need some game reset. So, what's going to reset? I mean, we've already had something like this somewhere, right? Yeah, back reset, hand clear. Like this. So back's gonna be reset, hands gonna be cleared, blasts, brains, total, brains, and turns. You're gonna get 3 new turns. That's basically this. Backhand blast, blah blah blah, turns. Yeah. Okay. So there's turns. Minus, minus. So we start with 3. Then we end the turn. Down to 2. And 1. So like the third end turn's gonna check. Okay, I mean, this should work. So if turns are less than 1, we're just gonna call the reset. Return. Or should we start a new turn immediately? Maybe good. Yeah, right? You don't have to return. We can start a new game immediately. Why not? It's just gonna reset everything. Let's see. Okay, so let's end the turn now. That's the feed counter. You've got just 2 turns left. I just keep rolling. Okay, I can end there. Last try left. If I keep press enter, the game should reset and just do a new roll. Okay, so I think that's working. So at this point I would end. Okay, that's not fair. That's not great. And now we've lost. Okay, so 13 points in like 3 turns is not easy if you are unlucky with the dice, as I am. Domino. Hello, Domino. That's a simple dice game based, or it basically is, existing tabletop dice game called Zombie Dice, where you just keep rolling and hoping, pushing your luck. So the last thing that we are missing probably is some kind of victory condition. I mean, it's already there. You know, you have to like get 13 points, but it would be nice if the game like announced it for you as well somehow. Not sure. I'm getting super unlucky. Okay, so that's 2 points, 2 points, and I guess I should keep 6. That's nice. Okay. And at this point, I should be the winner, since I've got like 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14 points. So at this point, the game should announce that I'm the best. Not sure how to approach this right now. What should happen? Hmm. I mean, I've got an idea. I mean, the dice could start spinning. That's an easy to make effect. Okay, why not? Let's try this. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to win the game again. I might lower the threshold. Okay, so then let's try the spinning effect. Should be just this rotation, right? The brains and brains total. Right. Okay. Oh, I'm thinking now. Let's say if brains and brains total bigger or equal to 13. Let's say it's less than 13. It's the rotation in radians, right? I don't know. So what's like 30 degrees to radians? That's almost a half. Let's do half. And liking this. Okay, that's the bracket. This is just gonna statically tilt them a bit when we reach the threshold, but yeah, could be enough for now. It's the timer. Okay. Probably not gonna win this one. Okay. Let's keep the 3. What a shame. Okay. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win this again, ever. Nope. Let's reduce the threshold. To a nice 3. Yeah. Quarter pi, that's what? A pi is 180. Or not? It is, right? No? Okay, perfect. I don't think I'm gonna make... Ah, there we go. 3 points. It's tilted. Right. And our origin is set to the top left corner, so that's it's rotated around the top left corner. But at least we know it's working. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave it. That's this for now. And I think the last improvement that's needed for the player is actually showing the correct colors, even for the used ones, which is gonna be tough. So let's just try and color the remaining in the back, and it's gonna be enough. So that's in the back, and that shouldn't be that that hard, because instead of the for cycle, we're gonna do the for each. Gonna do this, and instead of the color, oh, we don't have the, do we? Oh, we've got the color there, right? Cool. So that should just colorize it. Okay. So there's 6 greens, 4 yellows, 3 reds. That's correct. Now we are going to draw 2. No, because we are dead. Okay. Okay, of course. So we shouldn't draw any and just reroll these. Okay. Damn. Sure. Okay, so that's at least a little help for the player. I would like to color the already drawn guys as well, but that would require a lot more work like now. Okay, so what do you think? Let me know. Can we call this like a completion? Are you gonna agree with me that we've successfully finished? Even though it could look a lot better, I'm sure. I mean, that's how it looks like on the table in real life. Pretty much the same, right? Okay, so I think I'm satisfied enough It took like what, 2 hours, 15 minutes from scratch. It looks like not that well, but I think it works. The code isn't clean. The only thing that I would like to improve from the like game logic is the colorization of the dice that has been removed from the bag. But I mean, the important thing is you know what's left in a bag. That's actually all you need to know. So game-wise, it's okay. Of course, you don't have any opponents. You're just rolling solo. That's why I've introduced these 3 rounds limit, which is really hard. But yeah, you've seen me. Okay, let me try winning this at least once now. It seems impossible, right? Nope, absolutely not. Okay. Free. Okay. Good start, good start. Let's save those 5 points. With those 4, we are at 9 and need 4 more to win. Should I risk this or not? I'm just gonna play it safe right now, of course. And then you just roll 3 blasts and you're out of the game. I mean, we need to risk it right now, right? Okay, for sure. Those dice feel rigged. Okay, so now we are at 2, 4. That's 10. Okay, coming to my mind. Actually, there's one more thing that would need to be resolved, and that's when you are out of dice, because that could happen. Then when you are rolling well, luckily, you could get out of dice and then the game would crash. But it's not going to happen to me because I can't roll it well. Okay. Gonna save those. And now I need just 2, 4, 6, 8, like 5 more, 4 more. Okay, that's impossible, right? Yeah, let's increase the turn limit to 4. That's gonna be a lot less painful. Okay, let's save those 3. Okay. So we are at what, 2, 4, 6, 10, 12. We just need one more. One more. Okay, cool. Perfect. The tilt is there, signaling that we won at the 4th turn. Okay, perfect. So we need to change the reset to 4. And actually, okay, cool. To be honest, I think that was a lot tougher than I anticipated. And that's why I wanted to do this challenge or task, to see how it would feel to be in that like time pressure. Because in your head, the subtasks are usually easy and you know what to do, but you don't know how to estimate the time as a whole. How long would it take? So this took like 2.5 hours approximately. I think it's not that bad, it's okay, but I would need like another hour to clean up the code. I would like to separate those things into own classes, make a class for the player or the hand and stuff, and another X amount of hours to make it look better or decent at least, instead of this like black window and stuff. Add some animations, particle effects, some, and fix that fatal error bug that could be caused by spending all the dice from the back. I mean, it's not that easy to achieve, but it is possible. So the game could crash. That's a thing that needs to be fixed. But for now, for the challenge, in like 2.5 hours, I think it's okay to leave it as it is. Okay, so I think I'm done. That's it. Thank you for anyone who watched. Leave a like, leave a comment, maybe leave a suggestion for me for another challenge, or maybe another game that I could clone. But please just make it something that easy. Don't be reasonable. Just please be reasonable if you suggest anything. Thank you. And I will commit the project to the repo. The link will be under the video once I commit this and push it to the repository, so you can try it for yourself, play around. So thank you again. Have a nice rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.